update live tonight just to do something a little bit different and just reading for a twin flame update and see what's happening with the energies, because we are under the energy of a new moon. We're in a new moon energy, so let's have a look and see what's going on for our new moon reading, see what's happening for twin flames. Don't know that you're going to be able to see the cards that well. Let's see if we can adjust that a little bit so we can maybe even make a little more room there. That might work. Righto, so twin flame energy. Let's see what's happening for a full moon update. Let's see what's going on for twin flames in that basic energy. Righto, let's do it. So the push from the universe is the King of Swords. We've got the Ace of Cups in a 3D space. We've got the Magician, and you can't see any of this at all, so that's really not working, is it? Hang on, let me move back a bit. Let's actually make something where we can actually see what these cards are doing. Best laid plans of mice and men. Hey, let's move them back a bit. Okay, and we might need just a touch more light. That might work for us. Okay, try that again. So King of Swords. We've got the King of Swords as a push from the universe. We've got the Ace of Cups as a 3D space. Magician in the soul space. We've got in the challenge, we've got the Five of Swords. My challenge is getting my act together. Five of Swords. We've got the advice from Spirit. We've got the Eight of Cups. And the likely outcome, we've got the Judgment card, which is really interesting under this energy at the moment. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Lovers. We've got the Queen of Swords. We've got the Five of Wands, we've got the Eight of Wands, and we've got the Two of Cups. You know, it's funny, I wanted to get on and read live tonight. I just had this funny feeling that the energy was just going to be popping. There was going to be something really alive about how this energy was moving. Did I take 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm all over the bloody shop, right? Look at that. I wonder how this energy is going to actually read for us. All right. So, bottom of the deck, look, Seven of Swords, Two of Cups, and Eight of Wands. Look, the twin flame energy over the past couple of months has had a bucket load of really challenging energy, right? It's, you know, Seven of Swords has been some level of deception, some level of challenge where it's just not really been working. We haven't really understood what's sort of playing out against people. But here, this is an energy where it's actually going to start to make sense. This is an energy where communication is actually going to start to flow. This is energy in motion, and understanding where the lies and the deception have been. And I think for so many, we've not understood what the delays have been. We've not understood where the blockages in the path have been. And I feel like under this energy, under this next new moon energy, that we're going to be, you know, it's actually going to feel like we're going to get some answers. Look, we've got the Two of Cups there. Two of Cups is our soulmate energy, so it's coming into understanding about some of the softer energies. Hang on, let me just see. Can you guys hear and see this okay? I can't see what your messages are. I'll just can you just have a look at it, Rick? Can you make sure that that's saying I can hear and see it okay? Sorry, I'm really not massively organised for a live reading, but I just felt really compelled to get on and it's coming through okay? Righto. Beautiful. So my daughter's sitting here with me tonight too, just to help me with the technical stuff.
Someone just said that they got the notification for the live reading. So
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. And I will do, like, if anyone's still sort of hanging around once they get through the general energy, I'll do some reading for people. If you can just bear with my dodgy setup for tonight. I just felt really compelled to get on and do the reading, so I'll stop talking and get on with the reading. It feels like we're getting through like an energy that has been deceptive on some level, and it's had plenty of people scratching their heads, because the way that energy was tracking was that that people were going to start to have understandings early in the year, but for a lot of people it didn't sort of manifest in January's energy, and February has still left people scratching their heads as well. But like March just feels like it's got this whole other spin on it, where it's like things are going to start to get on their feet and understandings are going to start to really come through. It's really going to start to resonate. And look, we've got that Two of Cups energy underneath it. Like, it's such a powerful combo, the Eight of Wands and the Two of Cups. That's fast-paced action, fast-paced communication and understanding on what love connections are all about. It's definitely calling your soulmate towards you. And I'm going to say this is not just a twin flame energy, even though I've pitched this as a twin flame update. What I think is happening across the board is people are going to be standing up in love, full stop. Now, we've just been in a big Venus in Pisces energy, which has been really warm, beautiful, feminine energy. But where it's moving into is Venus is moving into Aries, which is going to have a lot more action behind it. And that's exactly what I'm seeing here, right? It's this fast-paced, fiery energy. Wands is fiery energy. Aries is fiery energy. Venus is all about the energy of the cups. It's the planet of love. So here we have really the Venus Aries conjunct. Like, that's what I'm seeing in these cards here. And to me, that is going to be, what are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about the end of the deceptions, the end of the struggles, the end of the fights. Those kinds of energies are going to come to fruition in March's energy. So I'm really excited to see these energies come out as that transit starts to take place. Now, let's have a look at next layer of energy. Look, again, we've got the wands out. So again, we've got the fiery energy. We've got a bit of friction and we've got a bit of understanding around the lovers. So we've got both the major and the minor arcana version of understanding what's going on in love connections. So this Two of Cups, it's definitely that more comfy pair of slippers kind of love, you know, where you're feeling the more bubble love energies around the connections. And then we've got our lovers energy, which is really where we get, you know, this is where we talk twin flame 101 in having, you know, the big lessons and understanding the nuances around love. Now, what we've got here is another push of energy. Five of Wands is some friction, but in the grand scheme of how friction plays out, Five of Wands is actually pretty pissy energy, right? It's one of those energies that, you know, I say it's like, who left the toaster on? Let's have an argument about it. And in the grand scheme of how the lover's energy works and everything that twin flames learn and everything twin flames go through, to have this pissy kind of energy with the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is going to cut away any of that rubbish, right? It's going to cut away any of this more, like I said, it's really pissy energy, that Five of Wands energy, to bring us into deeper understanding of how these lessons are playing out for twins. What's been really fascinating to me is how the past couple of months has really left a lot of people just going, I've got more questions than answers. And the energy was kind of promised as we moved into the new year that it would start to deliver the opposite. We're going, well, we should start to get some answers. It was pretty, you know, pointed towards energy of hope and people feeling inspired about their connections. But instead, I keep hearing lots of stories that are really flat energies. Now, I know we've just been through a big solar flare, which is definitely laying spiritual people flat. But out the other side of that, what I think we're really going to see is the collective come online with their intuition on fire, with their ability to step up into the lover's energy and the nuances of it really understood. And like I said, you know, I felt so compelled tonight. You know, I would normally record a reading and make sure I record it properly, not you know, sort of half-baked as what I've done now. But like, I felt so compelled to sit in this energy. It's the new moon here where we are in Australia, and I felt so compelled to read under this energy, because I think we are just going to be, you know, like really pushed forward into understanding what these new levels of connection are all about. And I'm seeing it here. Look, the push from the universe. Look, it's the King of Swords. So this is a man with a plan, right? This is somebody who goes forward and they've got great ideas. They've got great understanding. They're moving forward with, you know, it's a clear-cut push towards what they want. This is red-hot understanding, and it's definitely a masculine energy, but it's hungry for knowledge. And I think under this energy, it's going to be a thinking outside the box energy. And this is where twin flames are going to come into their own, because a lot of this journey can feel like it's absolutely loopy, right? Where it doesn't make sense. You don't understand why you're having the disconnections that you have. A lot of the ascension processes that you go through are absolutely nutty. Your body hurts, your brain hurts, your soul hurts, your spirit hurts. Sometimes all you want to do is crawl into your bed and just not talk to anybody, not deal with anyone. This energy shifts dramatically, and it comes through as going, twin flames have the energy of, I'm a man with a plan. I'm coming forward with a plan. Now, look how that manifests. New love, right? We've got the Ace of Cups. I know my setup is dodgy as tonight, and I will get better. I'll have, if I'm going live, I'll be more organized than this, I promise. But Ace of Cups, that's what's going to start to happen in 3D. We are going to start to see twins showing up in new versions of love. So that is going to be, if you've seen my readings before, I talk about the Ace of Cups as being self-love, divine love, and twin love, all combined, right? It's like fresh versions of. I don't just see it as going, you're going to have a new romance. It's so much deeper than that. It dives into so many more facets of how we understand love. Now look at this divine feminine. You've got the Two of Cups and the Lovers underneath the deck, right? So these nuances of love are going to be understood. Not only are they going to be understood, they're going to be acted on, and it's going to bring about a rebirth in the way that we're all understanding it, and feeling more confident in the way that we love, the way that we love ourselves, the way that we love others. Just understanding those nuances on a much deeper level. Now here's where it gets, I knew this reading was going to be a cracker. I just had this feeling the energy was just going to pop. So we're in a 7-year, right? 2023, add those numbers up, it's 7. So that's the year of embracing your soul. So we're all about the soul journey. Look at this, divine feminine, the Magician, right? The Magician is here in the soul position. What's fascinating about seeing this energy here is it is about alchemy. It is about transformation. It is about moving into a different level of understanding. It's Ascension 101 when the Magician arrives in the soul space. Now, for that alchemy to occur, what really needs to happen is all of the elements need to line up properly. So you will not turn lead into gold if you don't have all the chemical reactions playing out properly, right? So you need all of the elements working absolutely in your favor. Now, what I'm seeing is that you've got to plan on how to do that. You've got to plan on how to rebirth this connection. The ascension processes that you've been through have led you to this point where the alchemy is correct and ready for your soul to transcend into the next phase of the journey. Now, you'll hear me say it a million times, twins are always going to land in union at different phases. The waves are not time-centric, they are task-centric, and it doesn't matter which wave you're on. You could be in the front of it, you could be in the back of it. This could take 10 years, this could take 10 minutes. The purpose of the journey is that you've got to align the frequencies. You and your twin have to hold a high enough frequency in order to hold the connection in a healthy way. What this is telling me is that you've got a plan, you figured it out, you know what to do to ascend into that next level. I'm really sorry, I can see messages coming up, but my eyes are horribly appalling. I can't actually read them. But I will. I'll get read if you want to share some messages with me as we go.
One was from the Fairy Empress asking any updates about when my DM and I are studying regarding what we are both supposed to be learning right now and where we stand regarding getting back into harmonious communication.
Yep. So we'll do a reading for that after this one. Yep. So that's from Fairy Empress. Hello, darling. We'll do a reading after this one.
Louise said, "Hey, Susie, I'm a bit late to the reading. Just catching up with a big love heart."
Hello, gorgeous. Thank you for joining me. I'm so disorganized, but bear with me. I'm getting the message out. I'm just like, joining us a little bit late. I've felt really compelled to read these energies tonight. So my setup's not great, but the message is. So I'll keep going. In the challenge position, look at this one. Okay, we've got the 5 of Swords. So with the look, I cough, right? The challenge is to actually be brave and say the things that you need to say. So when we get into this energy of the 5 of Swords, particularly when it's a challenge, it feels like you win and lose all in the same breath. So it's like you're able to communicate a strong ideal, right? You're able to communicate a strong ideal, but to get there, there's a certain level of vulnerability that has to occur. And it might feel that you feel like you're too far out on a limb in order to enact your plan. But here's the thing: the victory is actually, it's you've already won the battle. Like this battle has already been fought and won for twin flames. Our job is to stand up in it. The light codes already exist within us. Our job is to wake them up. So when you get to understanding the depths and breadths of the plan and the mission, and you get to speak about it confidently, to me the thing that suffers sometimes can be, it's not that we want to kill off our ego, but having our ego be put in such a vulnerable place. I think this is the big challenge when unions start to come back online. Now look at this. This is interesting. The advice from Spirit is an energy of a journey. We've got the Eight of Cups, right? So when this falls into the advice card, and I'm so sorry for this dodgy setup. Hopefully that's a bit better. What we're looking to do is actually move past the problems of the past, right? So when it's not enough to just ascend and not address where the problems have been. As you make your way up that ascension staircase, what you've actually got to be addressing is what's in those 8 broken cups. It's not enough for you to just walk past them, right? It's not enough to just walk past and get to the happy journey on the other side. You actually have to be really present for the alchemical process. You have to know exactly what's in those cups for the magician to do their thing. For this transformation to take place, you have to be aware of the positives, the negatives, and all of the dialogue in between. Now here's where, look, this is kicking it home. Look at the likely scenario. It's the Judgment card. The Judgment card, right? It's you standing with the divine going, I'm ready. This is the big energy. This is the big push that I'm feeling, is that energy of Venus moving into Aries is going to shift the collective into action. Now, when I say that, I want you to know it doesn't matter where you sit in your journey. Like if your divine masculine is not ready to come back, it means you've just got work to do. It doesn't mean that this energy still won't be pushing against them. So all of us will feel this push, like whether you're in union, whether you're, union's still a minute away, the push continues, the struggle continues, the ascension continues, the process continues. And what I want to be doing under this energy is hearing from twins who are reaching this union space, and the rest of us cheering them all on. So it's like going, if union's occurring, let's cheer all these twins on who are getting to the conclusion, who are getting to that point where they can hold their unions together. Even though, Ricky and I are very honest with the fact that yes, we're in union, but we still have our moments where we fall out of union and we have to fight for it again. But in that, we know what the fight is now. We know what we're up against. So when we're sitting in this energy of Ace of Cups and we're looking at it for our connection, we're going, what did you learn through that last little round of struggle? We'll actually sit there and go, well, what was that ascension journey for you? So it doesn't matter whether you sit in union or whether you're still at the start line. When these energies push against your connection, you'll feel it for where you are in your journey. And the kicker is to surrender into that. And if union is not at the end of it, don't think that you're not a twin flame. If you've been called to this journey and you are ticking the boxes of the doctrine, but I'm going, hey, look, people are coming into union and your DM's nowhere in sight, don't panic. Just keep doing the work, keep doing the work, keep doing the work, because guess what? Your union will transform as well, even if they're not physically with you. Remember, we have to understand the importance of oneness and separateness. You are never separate, even though you're sitting in a different version of the energy. You both get an avatar to move forward, but you're both plugged into the same energy source. So don't panic. If you're transforming, they're transforming, and the unions are moving, and they're so supported by the universe under the next month to make massive progress. So let's really cheer on those unions that are coming online over the next month. And if it's not you, promise me you won't panic and you'll just keep doing the work. I promise I'll keep supporting to the best of my ability as you get to move through your journey as well. If you've been called to the twin flame journey and you meet the doctor, if you listen to my channel flat out and the things I talk about and you still show up, I would almost guarantee 1000% slam dunk you're on the twin flame journey, because we keep it real over here. We're not about unicorns and rainbows, we're about ascension journeys. And if this is you, don't panic if your union isn't happening under this energy. It will come online when it's ready. Righto. Sorry, I'm really pumped tonight. If I sound like I'm on my soapbox, I'm really, really sorry. I'm just excited for what's happening. Now, I moved that tray, so I need to reach back and get some more cards. Let's have a look at Divine Masculine Energy. Let's see how this is all affecting the other side of the coin. Divine Masculine, what have you got going on in your world right now? I'm gonna make a prediction that we're gonna see energy here that says they're opening, that their energy is opening, whether it's opening to knowledge. And I'm gonna predict also we're gonna see something that says there's a bit of a surprise in there. Let's have a look. Divine Masculine, what have you got going on? The Moon, there's the surprise. Right, there's the mystery. And then we've got the Empress, beautiful. We've got the Five of Swords in the reverse in the soul space. Empress is in the 3D energy, which is super interesting. We've got the Devil in the challenge position. We've got King of Pentacles in the advice from Spirit as a likely outcome. There's our offer, Divine Feminine. There's our offer. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. We've got Fool, Six of Cups, Four of Pentacles. We've got the King of Wands, the Lovers, and the Six of Wands. Ooh, this is what's happening, right? I'm excited. Look, let's get this right, because we have this sequence playing out down here. We have these like this, right? Now, what's super interesting about this is some of this energy is reflecting, but it's reflecting in a slightly different way. Okay, so we've got this forward momentum. You've got it with the Six of Wands and you've got it with the Eight of Wands. For Divine Feminine, there's this energy of things being in motion, things wanting to move forward, communication wanting to occur, that like it's like wheels in motion energy. All the arrows are in the air. Now, what we've got with Divine Masculine is he's wanting to have a victory after a long battle. Now, what does he want to have victory over? The Lovers, right? We've got the Lovers. So he's wanting to understand this energy more intently. He's wanting to get into the nuances of the Lover's journey, learn the lessons that he needs to learn, and move forward in a victorious energy. Because look, there he is, King of Wands. I know what I want and I know how to go after it. I'm a man with a plan. You're a man with a plan. Look at this masculine energy. It says I'm going to go after what I want. I'm going to use logic and I'm going to use action. Now, what's interesting about that, like I said, Venus is moving into Aries. So we've got that beautiful fiery energy over the planet of love that says, I want to take action. I want to formalize things. Now, what's interesting about Mars is this Venus in speak Susie, Venus in Aries energy, is I actually feel like it's going to, it's going to feel like a long month. It's going to feel like you're on a bit of a, probably on something that feels like a bit of a roller coaster even, where it feels like it goes up, it goes around, and it dies back down. And it's like, it just feels like it's action-packed. Like there's a lot happening, but it feels like it moves slowly at the same time. So it's like a lot happening, time slows down, and you get some kind of result out of the combination of the two. So you get a lot achieved under an energy like this, right? You get a lot done. And I get the feeling, my distinct feeling, is that Divine Masculine is going to make significant progress under this energy. Look at that. It's the Six of Wands. I know, I apologize. It's so terrible setup tonight. I'm so sorry. I was just so keen to talk. Victory after a long battle. Victory in his lover's journey, and what's the likely outcome? Going after what he wants. He is a passionate man with a plan. Next level of energy. I'm struggling for resources. So this is where it gets interesting, right? So in his look, I want the past to come back around. I want to take a leap of faith, but I can't. Why? I'm struggling for resources. Four of Pentacles is the energy of the miser, and I go, what are you being particularly miserly about? It's going still, asking questions, and still after all this time asking questions of what do I have to give in order to bring the past back around? What do I have to give in order to be carefree in pursuing the connection that I want? Now you had a similar energy over here. Where did I see it? In the challenge of being vulnerable. So I'm kind of picking this up as both of you are feeling the struggle of going, for me to move forward and put my heart out on my sleeve, or to truly give of myself under this energy, I feel too vulnerable to just walk forth and do it. I need to muster courage. I need to build a little bit of strength. And while this is not coming through as the strength card of fear and anxiety, what I am picking it up as is going, this energy is kind of bottlenecking. And like eventually that bottleneck will burst open and energy will just flow forth in a really confident and easy manner. But at the moment, it definitely has it has a bottleneck, but I just don't think it's going to stay there long term. I think under that energy, under that push into March's energy, we're really going to see some shifts and changes across the collective for the Divine Masculine. And you know what? I'm already seeing it in the readings that I'm doing and the work that I do in, I spend my day-to-day is doing private readings and working with people on these journeys. And seriously, the amount of masculine energies that are, it used to be so dominated by women, and now more and more and more men are ringing up and going, I'm in this situation, I don't understand it, can you give me some advice, can you give me some direction forward? So we are definitely seeing that Divine Masculine collective wanting to open up and talk more and more. So I think they're going to get through this bottleneck, and we're going to see the Divine Masculine communicating en masse, and we're going to see unions come together en masse. It just feels like the window is ready to open after what has been really stifling energy over the past couple of months. Right, let's actually look into the reading. This is what I was saying, there's a surprise in store. And the push from the universe is, this is interesting to me because, essentially the card of the moon is more about mysteries, but I was looking for an energy of thinking out of the box or having some kind of a surprise energy. So I wouldn't be shocked if you bump into them or that you cross paths with them in an accidental way. So it's kind of like they've been, excuse me, busy thinking about you, right? Busy thinking about where you are, what you're doing, what you could be up to, what do you think about them, any of the above. And they accidentally, your image scrolls across their social media, or you bump into them in the supermarket. Like, this is a surprise thing that happens that catches them off guard, and they kind of understand that, going, oh my God, I've been thinking about this person, and now here they are right in front of me for some reason, some way, some shape or form. Here they are, and it's like, they're going, it's a bit of a mystery to them how that manifested, that they've been thinking about you and now here you are, or I've been dreaming about you, now here you are. I think they're going to get a surprise of some sort with regard to how you manifest in their world. Now what's super interesting, look at this, you've both got the Five of Swords, and his is in the soul space, right, but it's in the reverse, and yours is the right way up, but it's in the challenge space. So essentially what I'm seeing is that this energy is the same, that you're both afraid to be vulnerable with your communication. Like, like I said, if this energy is going, oh my God, there's my Divine Feminine, I can't believe I was just thinking about you and here you are, you've just popped up, surprise. But to actually communicate a big ideal, to say, I have been thinking about you, I have been missing you, is actually feels really challenging, and it's a really vulnerable space for them to sit in at the moment. So I think it's You know, you're both experiencing the same challenge. It would be, if you did bump into them, would you know what to say? Would you, you're not just going to outburst, oh my God, you're my twin flame, I haven't seen you in so long. You're not going to lead with the heavy information, are you? And it's going to be going, how is it that I'm supposed to make small talk with someone that I have such big feelings for, but there's no way I'm going to make myself vulnerable under that first exchange? So it looks to me like communication is on the cards, but it's got a strain on it. It's got a challenge into how it actually manifests. Now, here in the challenge position is the energy of the devil. And I think this is a battle that's been raging for divine masculine for quite a while, in going, whatever it has been that has kept him in this devil energy, is been showing up and showing up and showing up. That they've been trying to eliminate whatever the struggle is in their life. I say sex, drugs, rock and roll, work, look, other third parties, whatever it is that they've been battling. I think they're still in the throes of like, it doesn't feel to me like it's completely eliminated, but the fact that it sits in the challenge position gives it a unique awareness. It's going, is it just an underlying influence, or is it something they're deliberately battling? They're going, I know I have this devil energy playing out, and I'm going to work really hard on eliminating whatever this factor is that keeps me out of my blessing with my divine feminine. So it feels to me like this devil energy sits as a challenge because it has so much awareness, because they're so very present. They sit with the energy and they challenge it in a very, very direct way. So it's interesting that this devil keeps playing itself. Now, why I think this is something that they're winning a battle against is because the King of Pentacles comes in as the advice from Spirit. So it says, get up, divine masculine, you've got work to do, right? It's like you've got this King of Pentacles. I keep saying it, there's a man with a plan. And we've had, 3 kings come through in this reading. It's very masculine energy. That Venus moving into Aries energy has got action written all over it, and making plans, making solid plans around love. And again, the advice from Spirit is, make this stable, divine masculine. Make what you're doing, where you're going, how you're moving through life. What we want is stability. We've got to put this devil to bed once and for all. And why I'm feeling like this energy is actually being confronted directly is because this King of Pentacles is here. Now, the King of Pentacles will take down the devil, right? Because he's so methodical, he's so action oriented, in as much as he wants to build structure and stability. And you're not going to build structure and stability over the energy of a devil, right? Just excuse me, Reed, there's a couple of messages coming through. I really apologize, guys, my eyes are terrible. I can see the messages coming up, but I can't read them. I'll just check with
Michelle Louise said I'd probably burst into tears.
Yeah, for sure. You probably would burst into tears.
And Shelley says, hi, Susie.
Oh, hi, Shelley. How are you, darling? Thank you for joining us. Okay, I'm gonna keep rolling. Shelley, darling, I just felt sorry about the setup. Like, it's I'm a bit how you going? I just felt really compelled to read these energies live tonight. And if you stick around to the end of the reading, I'll do readings for anyone who's still hanging around and would like a reading while I'm online. Thank you for joining in, and I am horribly sorry for the dodgy setup, but I just wanted to share these readings. And now look what we've got as we get to the likely outcome. I know he's our fish in a cup, right? I know he's our, oh gosh, that's terrible. He's our fish in a cup. He's our Page of Cups. But what I know about this Page of Cups this time is it's come on the back of some really good work. So I'm not thinking that this fish in a cup is too terrible. Now, the other thing that we know about, the fish energy, and it's kind of like a stretch to why I'm saying it, but, I lean on the Christ energy for so many things, and Christ really was the fisher of men. So I'm seeing this fish show up in this energy is going, what takes down a devil? Christ consciousness. And this is what's rising amongst the collective. Now, what I want to do, I'll grab another deck of cards and let's ask directly, what's divine masculine thinking about divine feminine at this point? Let's just build a little bit of a bridge energy there and see what's going on. What's happening? What are they thinking directly? Let's lean right into their psyche and see what's going on. Let's have a look. Judgment card. Oh, 9 of Wands. Yeah, look. And the devil again. Swear. I cannot draw a reading at the moment for divine masculine without the devil in it. It's insane. It's insane. 10 of Cups in the reverse. We've got the 9 of Cups in the reverse. Oh, 9 of Pentacles, beg your pardon, in the reverse. 10 of Wands in the upright. Now, here's what's getting to me here. If we're leaning deep into this psyche, we're going, I'm going to speak in the first person and go, I feel like I've fought so many battles. I've gone after so many things that I've really wanted. I've dreamed about what a happy life would look like. I've dreamed about what it would be to just be in love, have the life of my dreams, have financial stability, have romantic stability. I've dreamt of what it'd be like to have kids playing in the yard. I've dreamt of having it all. I've dreamt of you having it all. Like masculine energy. This has been such a big thing for me over the past few weeks, and it's weird. And I actually, my daughter's sitting here with me tonight, and she knows this has been a big thing. I've been watching that guy Andrew Tate, and I don't know if any of you have seen him. He's outrageous, right? He's so ridiculously masculine. And some of what he's got to say, I just sit there and go, damn, he's so smart, he's so clever. And then he'll say the next sentence and I'll just go, oh God, the guy is a dick. And I can't get to that balanced place between whether he's got really great ideas around masculinity or whether he's just the devil. And I literally asked this question before I did this reading and going, what is happening to masculinity? Like, is it being led by the nose on a path that is, where they need feminine energy to be more submissive, but because they can't get the balance of that submission and that care and that nurture correct, they're actually rejecting. And it's a really curious energy to me that's playing out across masculine energy across the board. Now, what I think is interesting is that, and look, I can quote Ricky on this one, in going that he felt that when he was having his struggles, that I was really quick to judgment. I was really quick to set the bar high. I was really quick to, not accept that he was having these massive painful moments, but just expecting him to hit the bar really quickly, even though I'd gone through it first, right? I'd gone through that energy. I had massive understandings, massive awakenings. I had a bunch of really intense things happen where I understood what was going on first. And when he was coming through it, his criticism of me was going, you're so quick to knock me off the path when I'm having my struggle moments. And it was a red hot wake up call for me to go that there's something, the feminine movement is quick to call masculine energy toxic. The second that masculine energy stands up and tries to be strong, because it doesn't understand itself yet. It's still something that's birthing. And we have extreme examples of this out in the world. And I think it is affecting the masculine collective in coming into understandings of who they are. And I go, is this guy genius or is he the devil? I don't bloody know. But what I know is that this is a force that's playing out with men across the world, and that in trying to understand it, I think this is a really interesting energy. This judgment, this 9 of Wands, and over here the 10 of Wands. So it's going, and Ricky, like I said, Ricky called me out on this and going, you're way too quick to judgment on the pace of what my journey should be. You went first, you know what's going on, you understand it, let me take the journey at my pace. And so, union for us looks like it goes up and down. and he's learning and growing, and I'm trying to have as much flex as I can in that process. But you know, for him to get to the point where he goes, this is a real thing for me, is that I feel judged in trying to understand the toxic parts of my masculinity in a world that is confused by what masculinity and femininity look like. And twin flames are here to be that next example of the energy. So for mine, how I'm reading this energy is divine masculine is going divine feminine. I need you to give me a break. I want to lay my burden down. I want to be what you want me to be. See that? It's like, see all those wands on their back? You know, I want to be able to get out of this heavy, burdensome energy. And I won't be able to bring you into this happiness that you deserve until I've got a fix on what it is to be a divine masculine. And please don't be quick to judge me when I get it wrong. And you know, look, I'm gonna be the first one to sit out here and go, I've gotten it wrong more than once, thinking that because I've come so far down the path that I could hold that ascension journey for us both and just go, well, I understand it all. Can't, you know, this is what's happening. Get with the program. And you can't do that to them. They have to run this gauntlet in their own time and in their own way, and they will get into the frequency of union when they get there. There's no beating them over the head, and there's no amount of coercion, there's no amount of you know, saying, well, this is right and this is wrong, because on some level, how Ricky was reflecting it to me is going, you are knocking me out of the journey because I feel like I'm failing. So it was a big wake-up call for me to go, yes, I have my levels of understanding. Yes, I could walk you through it on any given moment. But he really wanted to take that journey on his own and come through the dark nights of the soul with the understandings that he had, knowing that I'd hold space for that moment. And that's really what I'm picking up here, going, I can't give you everything that you want under this energy because, and don't judge me, do not judge me for it. I'm feeling a little bit beaten up by the journey. I'm feeling like it's knocked me over a little bit. And I have to truly understand how this devil energy plays out for me in order to lay my burden down. So that's a really big message. And it's definitely one that's been so present and in my face over the past probably month or two. And it's like, I don't even think I'm at the baseline of it yet. But what I have learned to do is to ride the energy a little more, be a little bit more forgiving of, you know, not that I've ever been really aggressive. You know, I'm not aggressive towards Ricky at all, but, you know, I would get short with it in going, you know, don't you get it? Come on, get with the program. And, you know, be as caring as I could in that moment, but still in the same breath go, and I heard a great analogy from another reader, and they're going, you know, divine feminine at this point with everything they've been through have grown their spiritual capacity to the size of a basketball. So you're operating with all of that capacity of a basketball. You've got that scope. But divine masculine, with all the work they've done, they've got to the capacity of a golf ball. And you're asking a golf ball to be a basketball, but it just can't be the basketball. In time it will be, but right now it's doing the best job it can be being the golf ball. And that was like a bit of an aha moment for me in going, just let go. Another lesson in ascension, another lesson in faith, hope and love, and on we go. Now I'll just do one more layer of energy. I might just grab some, what have we got? Where are they there? Let's just do some Divine Love Oracle there. And then, if anyone's hanging around and wants a reading, I'm more than happy to do that. Let's have a look. One more layer of energy and see what's going on in the grand scheme of things. Let's get one for Divine Feminine. What have we got? The Tapestry. One for Divine Masculine. We've got Through New Eyes. And we've got In Utero for the connection. Oh, I'm not bloody kidding. This is where I started this reading. These connections are ready to birth. Hey, they're in the belly, right? In utero means that they're growing in the womb. So however this energy is maturing the connections, they've still got a little bit to go. They're still they're still in utero, but they're growing and they're being fed by the divine on the daily. Because I think, honestly, I think we're going to hear across the month of March of more and more twins coming into union. And again, I say, if this is not for you, don't panic. Keep doing your work. It'll be your turn when it's your turn. Twins come together in waves. But the waves are not time centric. They're task centric, which is why I say do your work, and because it's not all of this wave will be together by this time. That's not how the waves work. The waves work around achieving tasks, and depending on which task that you've been assigned to do. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I won't do it all in this reading, but there's a key concepts video that describes the different waves and how they're task centric, not time. So this is why twins are all arriving differently with different jobs, different stories, different processes. And it's why not a group of people all come together at the same time, is because you'll achieve that work when you achieve that work. But what I'm picking up in the energy is that there's a big group. I could describe it as having completed enough of the work that they're sent here to do in order to hold their union together. So I'm going to predict that across the month of March, and we're going to cheer you on. If this is your energy, if you're coming into union and it's been a minute since you've been in separate, I'm just cheering everybody on. And if we all do that, if we all cheer these unions on, the more energy of those unions that come together, the more unions that will come together. They will just fall like dominoes once this energy really grabs hold. And then once enough unions are in place, we start out sending that energy out into the world and helping people come into understanding the divine and what the ascension journey is all about. So that was in utero. These connections, they're getting ready for their birth. I swear it's happening. Now, tapestry is a really interesting energy, because it's kind of what I was just sort of discussing. When I'm talking about the tapestry, it means when connections come together, for Ricky and I to hold our connection together actually sets the stage for you and your connection to come together. And then you and your connection will set the stage for someone else's connection to come together, because we're all collectively lifting the energy. Not one of us is outside of this tapestry of the work that we have to do. We're not outside of the tapestry of the grand scheme of humanity. It's like the work that you have to do is important. And not one twin flame who's manifested on the planet right now is exempt from doing their bit that helps make this tapestry. So know that, when someone else's connection comes online, know that this is something to truly celebrate, because it will actually help. I talk about it as being a glass of water, and we keep putting little drops of food coloring in the water. Eventually the water's going to change color. And when that water changes color, that's when it's easy for people to stand in this new energy that we're all trying to birth. So you're an important part of the tapestry, and don't forget it. And in birthing this energy, you've got some work to do. Now here, this is exciting, isn't it? Through new eyes. This is what, we're hoping to see from the divine masculine down here, in doing this work with the devil energy. Sorry, this shining back at you there. We want to see the masculine seeing the devil energy through new eyes. We want them to have a new approach. We want them to do the work that's required in order to hold that higher frequency. And like I said, when I opened this reading, my gut feeling is they're getting there. Look at this energy here. This was one of the underlying layers of energy that we started with divine masculine. Now, it's a victory after a long battle. Do you think that they're going to see the world through new eyes there? And what are they seeing what have they got new eyes on? A twin flame love connection. Seriously, this thing is happening. And King of Wands, it goes, I'm a man with a plan. I know what I've got to do. So to me, this new eyes is this King of Wands, right? I know what I've got to do. I see the job at hand. I understand more and more about who I am and what this is all about. And I'm going to have my victory after what has been a really long journey. So interesting energy there for our twin flame collective. Now I'm going to hit my gorgeous daughter over here up and say, was there anyone in Ree, darling? Can I get you? Was there anyone who's with us who wanted to have like a reading here as part of this?
Yeah. Well, the
Fairy Empress. Yeah.
She wanted an update about her divine masculine.
Yep.
Where they're standing regarding what they both are supposed to be learning.
Yep.
And where they are regarding like union.
Okay. Let's do
Michelle
that one
Louise
first.
also.
Let's do that one first. Let me sit in that energy for a
Okay.
second.
Everybody's kind of lining up.
Okay. All right. I'll pick you up as we go. Again, I apologize for my dodgy setup tonight. I just wanted to get on and read. Like it just, this energy is just pushing against me, and it just said, just tap in, just tap in. So I just kind of went, hit the phone, and just, you know, didn't set up too well at all. And I'll be better next time. All right, let's have a look around our lovely Fairy Empress energy. What have you got going on with your connection? And what are you two working on learning together? What's the energy between you, and what is currently being... look, I get what's happening right now. It is a bit of a back-turned energy, so I get the feeling that you're not having good contact with your connection at the moment. There's his energy is just all about money. It's like there's some kind of drive around him right now that's just going, I need to focus my energy on very practical concerns. So let's have a look at that as a tarot read and see what we can pick up. Let's have a look. Queen of Swords. Yeah, look, this is, you know, my concerns are outside the connection right now. Oh, look, and a little bit of deceptive energy there too. Hang on, let's get it. Let's have a good read. Yeah, look, this is what I was picking up around him, darling, that his concerns at the moment are a little bit fly by night. So he's doing what he has to do to get by. It just feels like I'm just going to chase the next pretty thing with regards to, when I say pretty thing, like I'm not necessarily chasing third parties, but I'm chasing energies that just make me happy in the moment. I'm just living for the moment where I'm not really thinking about the long-term effects of what I'm doing. I'm just, you know, going after what feels good in the moment. Now here, he's got the Seven of Swords in that soul space, and going that, you know, especially being in a year where it's a 7 year and we should be embracing soul energy, and he's got the Seven of Swords. So this comes through as an energy that goes, he's kind of lying to himself. So it will be self-defeating in the end. Like he's kind of setting up his own, yeah, I don't want to say self-sabotage, but it is definitely along those lines. It's not self-sabotaging as much as he's going to learn lessons. He's going to learn what he needs to out of it. But I just don't see in this connection at the moment that there's going to be a particularly warm exchange. We've got the Queen of Swords as the push from the universe. So that's what I was picking up, is just going, you know, like, if my gut feeling is if you reached out to connect with him right now, what you'd get back, it would be pretty flatlined. Like I don't think you'd get a warm response in return. And my focus is on things outside of the connection. So he does have this Three of Cups energy, which is, you know, I'm not picking it up as another person per se, but more other things. You know, he's got other interests, other passions. So it could be chasing money, it could be chasing a hobby, could be just, you know, like it could be even just partying, generally just getting out and doing anything but be serious about this connection. Now what's interesting is he's got the Death card in the challenge position. So what I'm picking up in his energy is that there's something, I'm going to say youth related, or something from his past, from his childhood, that he's trying really, really hard to put behind him. And he's not being very successful at this point in time. It's like going, I just can't shut the door on the past to get myself into a healthy place. But with that energy, you know, like this says to me that this is somebody truly working on themselves. Even though it's a challenge to do this, the very fact that the energy's there says that it's something that's being worked on. And when he comes out of this energy, he's actually going to be much stronger. I'm not necessarily seeing it dark night of the soul, but it's in that category of going, I don't want to face the depths of my shadow side. I don't necessarily want to look at my subconscious at this point in time. but it's being thrust upon me. And maybe this is why this lighter energy is here, is going, I think I might just party my way out of it. If I could just have fun doing something or lose myself in something, I don't have to think about this work that I have to do in order to get myself forward. So this one's still a challenge energy for a little bit, darling. And I think, you know, if you get contact, which I'm not really, I mean, this does kind of indicate, you know, the advice from Spirit is that he should be talking to people, but it feels to me that if you do get contact, it will be very fly by night. It's not designed to stick under this energy. So let's just put one more level there and go, what is it that you're supposed to be learning right now? I might even use one of these and just go, what are you meant to be learning? What's the connection, learning and growing through? Well, let's have a look. Oh, look at this. Waking up. I felt compelled to go there. Yeah, look, this is what makes sense to me, darling. It's like what the connection is going through is a waking up phase. So both of you are learning and growing. And look, it's the most grotesque image. I painted this years ago when I was in the thick of feeling like, you know, I don't know if you can see, I've got God written in the background there, and it's like this grotesque figure kind of emerging from what would look like a swamp or something muddy. That's how I felt in moving through that waking up phase, and just going, I just feel grotesque on the planet. I was raging at God. Nothing made sense. I just didn't want to face the world. And at times I wanted to tap out of the world. I wanted to get off the ride altogether. But you know what kept me engaged is this. And this is kind of where I've got your energy pegged at the moment, that you two are putting the puzzle pieces together. Now, his puzzle pieces feel connected to the past. Yours feels slightly different. But the puzzle is all about going, who are you, what are you all about, and what is this ascension journey meant to do? Now, in this puzzle, like, all the pieces look the same, right? They all look, if you turn that into a jigsaw puzzle, it'd be really, really tricky to put it together. And I think that's what you two are going through right now. Is like, as you're waking up, it's like the divine threw a 1,000,000-piece jigsaw that looked like this in front of you and said, put it together. And, you know, you're doing your part of the journey and you're putting the puzzle together. And he's going, oh, the puzzle's really hard. I don't know if I can really front up for that today. I think I'll tap out and do something fun instead. So there's a little bit of resistance there in getting him to move up to the, you know, the level that you're at. Kind of like what I was talking about before with Ricky, is going, you know, like I was moving at this pace where it was like happening at a grotesque level, and he moved at a much slower pace, which going, let me catch up, let me catch my breath. I'm not going to get out of breath on this. I'm going to take my time. And it's like, you know, I'm going through these energies, and he's going, let me look graceful as I move through my ascension. And I think on some level that's what I'm picking up here. The push is on for him to communicate, but my gut feeling is if you do get communication, it's not designed to stick under this energy. So still, you know, like, and I, honestly, under this reading, it's not loaded with you know, rainbows and fairy tales, but I want to keep it real with you, because if we're seeing that there's still struggle energy there, what we want to be doing is continue to support each other and move through the energy and do the work together to continue to encourage your connection. So I hope that gave you a little bit of insight and that was useful for you, darling. Mwah, much love. All right. So, was somebody else wanting a reading then? I'm actually doing it. Thank you. Hang on. Oh. Try that. That's my charming granddaughter just bursting through the door there. Michelle.
Like an update on her bypass energy.
Righto. Hello, darling. How are you? Let's do a reading around what's going on around you. I'm just going to put it on his side for the minute. Let's just look straight into his energy, darling, and see what's going on. What's happening around here. Look, I do get this, I get a feeling of like I'm falling, like I'm like dropping out of the sky, falling, like, I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's see what we've got going on. Queen of Pentacles. We've got Knight of Swords. Knight of Wands. Yeah. We've got the Judgment card. And the Nine of Cups. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Look, again, we've got some tricky energies. This Knight of Wands, he's a little bit relentless right now. But it's not surprising me massively that the Knight of Wands keeps showing up in readings, because we are moving into that Aries energy. So it will evoke action, for sure. It will evoke action on some degree, but it's not designed to stick, right? So it's this energy of wanting to move forward, wanting to take some sort of an action, but it's like as quick as this energy moves in, it moves out. Now, what's interesting about how his energy is showing up is, I kind of want to say the things that he's taken action on is his feminine energy. It's like Queen of Pentacles coming in as the push for him is going, that's where we've been. That's really what that Venus in Pisces energy was all about, in understanding the more feminine aspects of life, you know, learning to be more caring, learning to be forgiving. But there's something around his energy that I just feel like he's falling. Now, this could be, and, you know, not to be alarmist, but it could be that he's had a fall and that there could be an injury that he's occurred. What I've got around that is it's slowing him down into a more thoughtful energy. Now, we've got Knight of Swords there too, which normally I would say to you, that's a fast-paced communication energy. It's a man with a plan going forward to communicate, but I'm kind of not picking that up. I'm kind of getting it as somebody who would more be sitting down writing or some. I feel like he's laid up for some reason, like he's slowed down, and that this Knight of Swords energy has got him more in a, it's not an introspective card, but I've got an introspective energy, like he might be writing something, but he's at work and it's got some level of feminine energy. You know, if I didn't know any better, this could be somebody who's writing a novel or writing poetry, or, you know, that's normally Knight of Cups, but I'm picking it up around this energy. Like there's some kind of, you know, whatever slowed his energy down is pushing him into a place where he's wanting to write or purge or have some kind of expression over what's going on. Now, here's the thing. With the Knight of Wands sitting there, it's kind of like, if he's writing things down, he's probably screwing them up and putting them in the bin. So if this is kind of like, maybe what I'm tapping into is going, attempting to write a letter or attempting to express his feelings in writing, but then he goes, oh no, I'm just going to throw that in the bin. I can't actually extend myself to offer those words. But as much as Knight of Swords feels like communication, what I'm really picking up around this energy is that it's written word, and that it's heartfelt. It's like I'm being really studious, but I'm bringing all my feminine energy forward as well. It's kind of, I'm not picking up the surface of the cards. You know, I know I'm going a little bit off course there. Now, Judgment. This is interesting, and I think it kind of plays into that energy I'm picking up as well. Judgment is in the challenge position. So this could be someone who's truly reflecting over the past and going, if I'm sitting with the divine, I'm asking big questions about where I've been, what I've done. Have I acted in a manner that's, you know, full of folly? Have I made big mistakes? Are the mistakes unforgivable? And this level of judgment against yourself actually falls foul of being positive, because we've got it in that challenge position. So this could be truly sitting forward with the divine and going, oh my God, I've got it so wrong. I've got it so wrong. And you know, in that first reading where it said through new eyes, that's kind of what is happening here. But these eyes at the moment are not letting the action permeate into something that's like tangible. It's like it'll move forward and it'll pull back and move forward. So I write the letter, I screw it up and throw it in the bin. But what's driving this action is feeling like the reflection that he's taken for himself is going, oh my God, I got it so wrong. And like, it's actually, I'm an unforgiven. That's kind of what I'm picking up. Because when we stand at the gates of heaven, right? I don't know how well you've seen that, but there's an ascension staircase there, and there's like an angelic figure that's kind of like behind there, and it's almost like you're standing at the gates of heaven saying, can I come in? Can I come in? What's my scorecard look like when you look back at my life? Did I pass or fail? And it's like going, you haven't quite got it right, buddy. You can't you can't pass through these gates until you make some kind of amends. So in that process, what I'm picking up is a deep reflection and probably writing some, like I said, writing a letter but screwing it up. Now here, the advice from Spirit is to go forth and chase your blessings, right? It's going, what makes you happy. What would make you feel good. But if he's sitting in a place going, oh man, I stuffed up, I feel it in my soul, I stuffed up, then it's very hard to go forth and want to think that your blessings are still waiting there for you. But here's where I've got a little ray of hope for you, darling, is look, Wheel of Fortune in the likely outcome. Now this turns it all on its head. It moves it all 180. So he's not devoid of action here. That's the good news. It's not devoid of action. The only problem I have with it is that action is not sticking. So there is a process taking place. You're probably just not seeing the fruit of it. Let's just grab a couple of divine oracle cards and just see. I just want to ask the same question that we just had is like, what are you actually meant to be learning here? What are you meant to be taking away from this current energy? Let's have a look. Prayer. Oh my gosh, Michelle, prayer. Prayer, darling. You know this to be true, and we've been talking about this, is like, maybe there's a deeper meaning in this that, the prayers that we've been discussing might need to be employed. And for anyone who's kind of been tracking my journey over the past couple of months, I've put a prayer up on YouTube about how to get this Jezebel spirit away from our divine connections. Like, it's really affecting a lot of connections. It is, and there's other things like, karmics using witchcraft, and there's a whole bunch of really funky stuff going on out there. And it's, we use the saying, and whoever would, one lovely someone who supported the channel has said, when you get close to the blessing, the devil starts messing. And we're picking up this energy relentlessly. And the powerful tool that we've been discussing that eliminates this energy when we band together is prayer. Like, these entities have to exert, upon the Christ consciousness ordering them out of the connection. So maybe there's something in this for you, darling, that we can discuss a little bit further, because we have had this discussion sort of away from this platform about how important prayer is, and this energy comes back for you now. Maybe we've got a little bit more work to do there, which is interesting. But again, there's a confirmation here. Points of origin is one of those energies that really, this card really does, it points to the nature of your connection, and it says that where you come from, you both come from that same point of origin out of the quantum sea. So energy that you feel is like, you might be feeling his energy down the wire, but because your point of origin is the same, it's your energy, darling. So whatever energy is coming up upon you now, you're really going to have to dive into that deeper energy and do that ascension work to to kick this Knight of Wands energy from something that is, it wants to move forward, but it's not going to stick. And we know that the number one way to evolve the connection is to work on ourselves. So if he's in this point where he's going, I'm having some deep reflections, I'm having some big struggles around mistakes that I've made, and the energy of falling is kind of what we talk about when we talk about these energies. They're fallen entities. When we talk about witchcraft and we talk about Jezebel spirits and those kinds of things, they are fallen entities. And when I opened your reading, darling, that was the first thing I felt, that this energy, I'm falling. So it could be that we need to do a little more work around cleaning up the connection and cleaning any forces that might be playing against it. But it's this is the kicker. You two have the same point of origin, so keep fighting the good fight and doing your ascension work to bring this online. Much love, darling. Hope that was helpful. Was there anyone else who wanted to read?
Yeah, Shelley said it'd be awesome if you could do a reading for me. Last couple of days I feel like I want to go with the flow and a bit big in my head and I'm worried about you.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Shelley. Hey, darling. Look, the past couple of days have been a killer. We've had solar flares, which have, knocked everybody flat. But you know what's interesting about them is that when you talk about the go with the flow energy, what they're designed to do is get us into that higher intuition. You know, they have had I would describe how it's worked for me as being, I've just had massive downloads and, I've had dizzy sensations. I've wanted to go to sleep, but my intuition has been off the charts. Like the amount of information that's just been flowing through and the openness. My phone's about to die. Can I just grab that charger lock?
Yeah.
Just so the phone doesn't die mid reading. Hang on, darling. Oh, which end is the charger at? You know it's going to be the other end, don't you? I can't see. Where is it? Hang on, lovely. I'll just try and clip that in there without knocking everything over. Did we succeed? Are we still on? How do we go? Oh, we've knocked it over a little bit.
Says thank you so much. I'll message you.
You're welcome, darling. I'll talk to you a bit later.
Fairy Empress said thank you very much for the update.
Oh, you're welcome, darling. Okay, let's have a look. Hopefully you can see what's going on. I know this is a horribly dodgy setup, and I promise I'll do better next time. I was just on the fly, and I really wanted to do this. Let's have a look, Shelley, what's going on around you. So, look, these solar flares are definitely, affecting people, and they're opening up intuition really dramatically. But one of the side effects to those changes is, one of the side effects is it lays you flat, and it can make you feel like, what's going on? My body feels out of whack. I'm really struggling, but in the same breath, you're getting a whole bunch of downloads coming through. So what's likely to happen is you'll probably get visions, you might hear things, your dream space might be elevated. There's a whole bunch of benefits, but it's a struggle energy in the same breath. So let's have a look at what's going on around you right now. Oh, look, busy. You're busy, darling. You've got lots of busy energy. There's lots of I just feel like you need a breather. Like I feel like I'm out of breath. Like things are going at a really fast pace for you. But it does feel like that's about to slow down. Now, I'll just check if you can let me know. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Hey. Wow. That was a little bit creepy. Yeah, like my phone completely flew across the room. Like you probably saw it. Let me see if I can just hook that back up again.
That was weird.
That was very, very weird. You guys just saw this like freak out moment. Hang on. Let me see if I
She
can.
laughed. She said, haha.
Did you see that just fly? I'm like tripping out. Let me hope I can plug this all back in. No, it doesn't want to. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, I knew this reading was going to be like a cracker, but I didn't expect that to happen. Let's see if we can put the charger back in. Oh, funny stuff. Oh no, it doesn't want to work. Do you know what I want to do? If you guys want to hang around, I'll end this live and I'll open a new one. If you give me a thumbs up that you're okay, and I'll just reset it. Is that okay? I'll end this one and I'll just start a new one. I'll make sure the camera's on properly. Hang on, that might work because I can't get the charger to work there. That's okay.
She gave a thumbs up.
Okay, I'll be back in a sec.